Part 20. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 191. Jade Emperor, what do you mean by this? Why do you say that we are so scheming? Jiyan and Zunti, the two pretended to be incomprehensible. I have to say that when it comes to acting, they are definitely Jiyan and Zunti. They are definitely the best actors in history. After hearing this, Jade Emperor Hao Tiantian, his teeth were itching even more. He had a desperate and impulsive idea. Just imagine, the Jade Emperor originally valued Sun Wukong very much. He gave all kinds of treasures and honors to Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong even looted the peach garden and fairy orchard in heaven. He, the Jade Emperor, he didn't kill anyone. But unexpectedly, the Sun Wukong he valued was actually used by the Western leader Zunti to plot against him. Among human beings, I naturally used the good corpse Tais Hang Lejun to watch what was going on here. As the leader of the human sect, he naturally saw that Sun Wukong was the trap set by Jiyan and Zunti. I was really surprised. To be honest, he didn't expect it. Seeing that the Jade Emperor Haoshan had impulsive, the holy body of Lao Tzu immediately flew across the sky and headed towards heaven. This time on his journey to the west, he and heaven were on the same side, and his purpose was to steal the great fortune of Western religion from heaven. If the Jade Emperor was impulsive when he got angry, it would be hard to explain all the plots. He went there specially to prevent the Jade Emperor from getting angry. The Western cultists met Yin and Zunti and saw that the Jade Emperor was being plotted by them, but there was no evidence at all. His face was very happy. However, the two of them did not know that the mantis was catching the cicada and the oriole was behind them. The oriole was watching them at the moment. Tong Tian, your plan is really interesting. Not only did they plot to catch Yin Zunti, but they also plotted against the Jade Emperor. What's even more amazing is that Jiyan and Zunti thought that Sun Wukong would be their Western disciple. Nuwa, who was sitting next to Tong Tian, laughed and said, "It's just a little calculation." Tong Tian smiled disdainfully. Western teachers of Jiyan and Zunti are very good at acting. But in terms of calculation, they are far behind Tong Tian. Tong Tian, do you want to tell everyone that he is your disciple after traveling to the West? Asked Nuwa. I originally thought so, but seeing how self-righteous Jiyan and Zunti were, I changed my mind, Tong Tian said with a smile. Originally, Tong Tian was thinking that after the journey to the West was over, he would tell everyone that Sun Wukong was his disciple. However, now Tong Tian felt that it was too boring. Since Jiyan and Zunti were so self-righteous, Tong Tian wanted to look at their faces when they know that what they think is just what they think. Tong Tian, do you want to reveal yourself as Jijiao Tong Tian? Asked Nuwa. It's not time to reveal Jijiao Tong Tian's identity yet. The identity of the unknown Taoist is quite good. Tong Tian smiled very playfully. At this time, Renjiao Laozi had arrived in heaven. Just when the Jade Emperor Haoshan was about to get angry. Hello, Zunti, two fellow Taoists. I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you two? With a smile on my face, I stood deliberately in front of the Jade Emperor Haoshan. Fellow Taoist Lao Tzu, we are very good. It's not only good to receive Zunti, but also very happy. I heard that two Taoist friends came to heaven to register for the journey to the West, I asked. Yes, it's almost time for us to watch Journey to the West and measure the calamity, so it's time to make some plans, Jiyan nodded. But that's how it should be. I nodded, and then said seemingly unintentionally, this time on the journey to the West, the two Taoist friends are lucky enough to have the great prosperity of the Western religion. When I said a few words about Daxing's luck, my pronunciation was very serious. Obviously, I was deliberately reminding the Jade Emperor Haoshan. Don't be impulsive. We have to plan our luck. If you are impulsive, we will not have the chance. Jade Emperor Haoshan reacted instantly. In an instant, the anger on his face disappeared immediately. Jian and Zunti obviously did not expect that what I said just now was to remind Jade Emperor Haoshan. When they thought about it, I said this, because they envy their Western religion. Where? Jian and Zunti showed a very humble smile. In their humility, there was a very proud and complacent attitude. Jade Emperor, this journey to the West is a grand plan set by the teacher, and it cannot be ruined. You should cooperate with them. I continued. Obviously, this was a matter of asking Jade Emperor Haoshan to put down Sun Wukong and start their plan. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the Great Way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 192. How could Jade Emperor Haoshan not understand what I meant? He immediately nodded and said journey to the west is a big deal. I was impulsive just now. Although, Jade Emperor Haoshan was already very sure that Sun Wukong was following Zunti's plan. However, in order for them to succeed in their calculations, he had no choice but to endure the fate of gaining the Western religion. He thought in his heart, let you be proud for a while. When journey to the west is over and our plan succeeds, I, the Jade Emperor, will let you know who is the cruel one. Since the two saints Jian and Zunti decided that Sun Wukong would be the one to journey to the west, it would be okay. In this way, Sun Wukong will leave it to you to handle the calculations. Jade Emperor Haoshan said. Jade Emperor, you really know how to make a big move. Jian laughed. A big move and truthfulness made the Jade Emperor almost unable to bear it. You Jian Zunti plotted against Sun Wukong and caused my heaven to lose blood. Are you mocking me? Jade Emperor Haoshan, his face stiffened for a moment. Then he said the teacher asked me to help the Western sect complete the journey to the west. I have specially selected 2 people to help with the journey to the west. At the same time, I have also selected some immortals to sit on the strange beasts and be responsible for stirring up the mountain spirits and wild monsters. Oh, that's great. Jian and Zunti looked overjoyed. They had chosen the great Buddha of journey to the west, and Sun Wukong was one of them, but they thought there were too few people. Now, the Jade Emperor actually said that they have already chosen 2 people. This is simply it helped them a lot. Also, the Jade Emperor said that he also chose some immortal beasts to help stir up the mountain spirits and wild monsters, which is even better. Both Jian and Zunti seemed a little surprised. They didn't to think that Jade Emperor Haoshan would be so cooperative. When the calamity of the journey to the west comes, I will send the 2 immortals who helped the journey to the west and let them obey the leadership of the Western religion. In addition, I will also let the strange beasts of the immortals go. 2 saints, is it okay to arrange this? Jade Emperor Haoshan asked. Of course. Jian and Zunti nodded quickly. The arrangement was so good that they were a little embarrassed. In this case, the matter of journey to the west has been agreed upon over there. This Sun Wukong will be handed over to the 2 saints Jian and Zunti. You can make plans. Jade Emperor Haoshan said. Good. After receiving the invitation, Zunti nodded. Then, the 2 people's holy power flew across the sky, and in the blink of an eye, they arrived at Huiguo Mountain. At this moment, Sun Wukong was blocking Guangqinzi and Yun Zongzi, and was about to kill Guangqinzi. Qinzi and Yun Zongzi were very panicked. However, just when Sun Wukong sacrificed the sea-fixing needle, the holy power that guided Zunti suddenly appeared. You stubborn monkey, stop it! With a scolding, the holy power of the Great Avenue suddenly appeared, freezing Sun Wukong in the void. Western teachings mention 2 saints. What's the situation? Why are they here? They suddenly appear again. What are they doing? Why do they want to stop Sun Wukong? What Sun Wukong is killing right now is a person from heaven. Logically speaking, he should be the Jade Emperor from heaven. The great powers of the prehistoric era are extremely curious. Although Sun Wukong knows about Jiyin and Zunti, he has never seen these two people. Now that these two people appear here and control him in the void, Sun Wukong is naturally very angry. "Who are you that dare to imprison this king?" Sun Wukong shouted coldly. "We are the leaders of the Western religion," Jiyin said. Once he heard about the leader of the Western religion, Sun Wukong naturally knew about Jiyin and Zunti. "It turns out to be you." Sun Wukong's eyes were a bit playful. "So it's us? What does this mean?" Zunti transformed into a Bodhi Taoist, but he has never revealed the identity of the leader of the Western religion. However, when Sun Wukong said this, it was some seemed to know what they mean. "You stubborn monkey, have you ever seen us?" Zunti said with a smile. "Haven't we met? Xianyu Sangzing Cave, don't you know?" Sun Wukong said. When he heard about the Xianyu Sangzing Cave, Zunti's face instantly stiffened. Jiyin also stiffened. They always thought that Sun Wukong didn't know that Taoist Bodhi was the incarnation of Zunti. However, Sun Wukong said that the Xianyu Sangzing Cave was the incarnation of Zunti. Cave, but it is obvious that Sun Wukong is sure that the two leaders of the Western sect are related to Xianyu Sangzing Cave. Jiyin and Zunti have always taught Sun Wukong about Xianyu Sangzing Cave as a very secret matter. They want to hide it from the heaven. Plotting against the heavenly court. If it is exposed today, the Jade Emperor of the heavenly court will probably not give up. Suddenly, Zunti said with an expression that he didn't know for a day, "We don't know what the Xianyu Sangzing Cave is, you stubborn monkey, I'm afraid I made a mistake." Xianyu Sangzing Cave? What kind of resistance is that? Why do I see that when I say the words Xianyu Sangzing Cave, Jiyin and Zunti look very ugly? Could it be that there is something we don't know about? The great masters of the prehistoric time secretly said in surprise. "I am not mistaken. I am blocking my apprenticeship at Xianyu Sangzing Cave. My teacher said that he is the incarnation of the Zunti saint taught in the West." "Isn't it you?" Sun Wukong had a playful look on his face. After he finished speaking, Jiyin and Zunti's faces stiffened. That Bodhi Taoist had never said this at all. But why did Sun Wukong say this? And why did Sun Wukong know about it? Who did he listen to? When Jiyin and Zunti's faces were stiff, they only felt that they regretted very much. Regret gave Sun Wukong Honghuang purple chi. At this moment, they felt that Sun Wukong was born rebellious and wanted to control him. Integrating it into Western religions is probably not as difficult as usual. The Jade Emperor's face was extremely dark. Although before, he was very sure that Sun Wukong was the plot of Jiyin and Zunti. However, there was no evidence. But now Sun Wukong, but he said it himself and gave the evidence. "Jade Emperor, don't be impulsive. I'll pretend you didn't hear what you said. Don't be impulsive and ruin the great prosperity of the journey to the West." I, who was standing next to the Jade Emperor, saw that the Jade Emperor couldn't bear it anymore, so he quickly came out to persuade me. "For the sake of luck and heaven, I accept it." The Jade Emperor bit his teeth a few times and endured it in a daze. "Tongtian, this disciple of yours is really bad." He took the Honghuang purple chi from the Western sect and turned around and started to trick the Western sect. During the interdiction, Nuwa covered her mouth and said with a smile. There was also a smile on Tongtian's face. Originally, Tongtian thought that Sun Wukong would not reveal anything about the Western Taoist Bodhi Taoist. Unexpectedly, Sun Wukong did. It has to be said that Sun Wukong's actions made Tongtian very comfortable. Those who cheated the Western sect were his disciples. Jiyin and Zunti had always done bad things and would not admit it even if they were beaten to death. Facing Sun Wukong, even if you point it out, you won't recognize it naturally. "You stubborn monkey, you are really talking nonsense. How can I have any Bodhi Taoist incarnation?" Zunti said with a very cold expression. After Zunti finished speaking, Jian said secretly to Zunti Jr. Brother, I'm afraid this stubborn monkey will have to be taught a lesson. We can't let him say any more this time. Otherwise, the two of us would not be able to get off the stage. Senior brother is right, I will suppress him here, and I will teach him a lesson in the future, Zunti nodded. At this moment, Zunti felt that he had not trained this monkey well by blocking Taoist Bodhi. After this time, he would try his best to train this monkey well. You naughty monkey, you are so naughty, you don't say anything about your misbehavior, and you talk nonsense. You have killed many heavenly soldiers and generals in heaven, and among them you have slandered me, the leader of the Western religion. Today I will suppress you here. As he said that, Zunti raised his hand. In an instant, a palm print appeared in the void. In the Jijiao. Tongtian, this disciple of yours is going to be suppressed, are you just going to watch like this? Asked Nuwa. Of course not. Tongtian said with a smile. Tongtian raised his hand, and a will of the Great Road emerged. Then he used his magical power to change the world. The incarnation of the unknown Taoist appeared in the void. Go. Tongtian waved his hand, and the incarnation of the nameless Taoist flew away across the sky. But in the blink of an eye, he had arrived at the Huaguo mountain. Just when Zunti pressed down with the palm, the nameless Taoist incarnated by Tongtian let out a cold shout. Zunti, how brave are you to suppress my disciples? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 193. The unknown Taoist transformed from Tongtian appeared. Instantly attracted everyone's attention. Unknown Taoist? Did he get a disciple? What's the situation? Sun Wukong is the disciple of the unknown Taoist. Let me go, this Sun Wukong seems to have had a close relationship with the Western sect of heaven before. Why is he now closely related to the unknown Taoist? The great masters of the prehistoric era were endlessly surprised. Above the heaven, the Jade Emperor of Heaven, and Lao Tzu all had their expressions stiff. They also didn't understand why Sun Wukong became the disciple of the unknown Taoist again. Didn't Sun Wukong say before, is the Sangzhen cave in the Xianyu the incarnation of Chunti to teach Sun Wukong the power of Bodhi Taoist? Jade Emperor and Laozi, you look at me, I look at you, with a confused look on your face. Raising your hands to suppress Sun Wukong, Chunti becomes the voice of the unknown Taoist. After it came out, the hands seemed to be frozen and empty again, neither up nor down. At the same time, I was thinking, what is going on? This is Sun Wukong himself who became a disciple of Bodhi Taoist. Even it was returned to Sun Wukong. Hongmeng was angry. Why, when the unknown Taoist appeared, he said that Sun Wukong was his disciple. Could it be that when he incarnated as the Bodhi Taoist to accept Sun Wukong as his disciple, Sun Wukong was already the disciple of the unknown Taoist? If so, he must mention, isn't it that he has always been involved in the unknown Taoist's calculations? Then, isn't he just like a fool? He teaches other people's disciples magical powers, and also sends Hongmeng purple energy to other people's disciples. He even gives other people's disciples to plot luck certificates. Deo Deo. Jiyan also has a confused look on his face at this moment. Looking at this Zunti, his expression seems to be asking, what is going on? Why, the disciple you accepted in your incarnation became someone else's disciple? Jiyan asked, but Zunti is also inexplicable. Pay homage to the teacher. When Sun Wukong saw the unknown Taoist coming, he quickly smiled and bowed to Tongtian. Sun Wukong remembered what the teacher said, not to reveal his teacher's identity, and he always followed it. But now that his teacher took the initiative to stand up, Sun Wukong immediately understand, he can express his master-disciple relationship with his teacher. Damn it, is Sun Wukong really the disciple of an unknown Taoist? Let me go, this thing is wonderful. This reversal is really awesome, beyond all our expectations. The great masters of the prehistoric era, after hearing Sun Wukong's claim, their faces were even more surprised. Heavenly Court, the Jade Emperor and Laozi's faces became even stiffer. But the most uncomfortable ones were Jiyin and Zunti. Sun Wukong, really they were the disciples of an unknown Taoist. They thought they had a plan, but now it turned into a joke. Zunti, do you really want to know when Sun Wukong became my disciple? The nameless Taoist manifested by Tongtian had a sneer on his face. Not only Zunti wanted to know, but also Jingyan, Jade Emperor Haoshan, Laozi, and all the great masters in the world also wanted to know. When Sun Wukong just transformed, I had already accepted him as my disciple. What? Everyone was stunned after hearing this. The Western cultists Jiyin and Zunti have been thinking about plotting against Sun Wukong. The same is true for Heavenly Court. However, in the end, the person who plotted the scheme was indeed the unknown Taoist. It can be said that all of them have fallen into the nameless Taoist scheme. Calculate. You Western sect gave my disciple Honghuang, and heaven gave my disciple so many precious treasures, flat peaches and fairy fruits, so I thanked you. This thank you. It was like holding hands to teach Yin Zunti in the West, and slapping the Jade Emperor's face hard. Moreover, the slapping was very hard. In an instant, these people all thought I want to cry. Do you want to calculate this? Damn, this slap in the face feels so good. The two leaders of the Western sect and the Jade Emperor of Heaven were both defeated together. It felt so good. This scene is so exciting. All the great masters from the ancient world exclaimed that they were very satisfied. I just heard that you want my disciples to participate in this journey to the West to measure the tribulation. I agreed. On this journey to the West, my disciple, Sun Wukong, will help. Tongtian manifested so that the unknown Taoist said with a somewhat cold expression on his face. Journey to the West to measure calamity. Another calamity was born in heaven and earth. The great masters of the prehistoric era were shocked. The faces of the Western cults Jiyin and Zunti, as well as the Jade Emperor and Lao Tzu, suddenly became stiffer. They seemed to be half a piece of wood, and their stiffness lasted for a long time. The Western cults Jiyin and Zunti originally thought about subduing Sun Wukong and letting him strengthen the Western sect. That's why he thought about letting Sun Wukong join Journey to the West. However, who would have thought that Sun Wukong is already a disciple of the unknown Taoist? If Sun Wukong joins Journey to the West, it will be the same as the unknown Taoist is going to get a share of the pie. They have been blinded by Honghuang, but it is not like the great prosperity brought by Baxi's Journey to the West this time. Above the heaven. After the Jade Emperor and I were stiff for a moment, their faces were also revealed. They were unwilling. They originally wanted to get a share of the pie, but if there were more unknown Taoists, who knows what would happen. In an instant, the Jade Emperor and Laozi arrived at the Huiguo mountain. Unnamed fellow Taoist, since Sun Wukong is your disciple, there is no need to worry about this journey to the West, the Jade Emperor Haoshan said. Yes, fellow Taoist Wuming, we are responsible for the task of measuring the calamity on the journey to the West. There is no need to bother Taoist Wuming and your disciples. Jiyin also followed closely. Although a beam of Hongmeng purple qi was lost in vain, as long as the unknown Taoist does not join the journey to the West, it is still a good deal. My nameless Taoist friend, this time you should be a layperson like me. I also came out to persuade him. Everyone has their own plans, and none of them wants Tongtian to manifest and have the unknown Taoist join him. However, Tongtian wants to reverse the journey to the West. How can he give up? Do you fail to take my disciples into consideration, or do you fail to take me into consideration? Tongtian manifested so that the unknown Taoist's tone suddenly turned cold. You agreed before that my disciples would join it, but now you say you don't want my disciples. Are you easy to bully when you are our master and disciple? After saying this, Tongtian manifested himself, and the aura of the great path surged around the body of the unknown Taoist. Let me go, the unknown Taoist seems to be angry. Tisk tisk, this person was once a being that even Dao ancestor could resist. Although the Western sect and the heavenly court are now in the realm of the great Dao, I don't know if they dare to go to war with the unknown Taoist. Tisk tisk, it would be exciting if this started a war. The great masters of the ancient world are just watching the excitement and don't think it's a trivial matter. The Western cults Jianzunti, the Jade Emperor Haoshan and Laozi saw that Tongtian was about to get angry, and they were instantly depressed. Bullying your master and disciple? Where did this come from? One from the beginning, it was you, master and disciple, who plotted against us, okay. You should do it more or less. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 194. In Xixiao Palace. Hung Jun had already seen this scene. Hung Jun frowned. He had experienced the unknown Taoist several calculations. Now the unknown Taoist is planning again. However, his disciples and Tao Tong were not aware of it at all. Hung Jun was really speechless inside. Why do these people under my sect always fall into the trap of unknown Taoists? Huiguo Mountain is empty. Tongtian manifested so that the unknown Taoist showed his full power, and he already had the intention to take action. When the Western religion accepted Zunti, the Jade Emperor Haoshan and Laozi were speechless. They obviously suffered a loss, but now they are saying it is their fault. Although several people were a little afraid of the unknown Taoist. But this time journey to the West has its own plan, and this plan has a great impact. Unnamed Taoist friends, it's not that we bullied your masters and disciples, it's the Taoist patriarch who said that matters concerning the journey to the West will only be handled by the Western sect and the heavenly court. Ji Yin came out and said. Yes, fellow Taoist Wuoming, you should not interfere too much with this journey to the West. After all, there is an order from Dao ancestor. If we allow fellow Taoist Wuoming to join us, it will be equivalent to violating the order from ancestor Dao. The Jade Emperor followed closely and stood up to help. Let me go. It seems that this battle is inevitable. The rhythm of the Western religion and the heavenly court will not let Sun Wukong assume it, but the unknown Taoist will never answer. All the mighty men from ancient times suddenly had a flash of light in their expressions. It seems that you are going to have a fight with me. Tongtian manifested, causing the unknown Taoist to have a violent aura. Nameless fellow Taoist, we know you are very strong. However, you are only one person, and there are 4 of us. If you want to take action, think carefully. Ji Yin and Zunti said in a very pretentious manner. Think it through. The manifestation of Tongtian made the nameless Taoist laugh with disdain. To be honest, Tongtian really didn't take these people seriously. Yushinjian. Tongtian manifested Hua Wuoming Taoist without any nonsense. He shouted. In an instant, Yu Tianjian came across the sky. It's that chaos spiritual treasure. I'm going, I have to run a little further again. This power is so terrifying. The eyes of the great masters in the prehistoric period trembled. Among them, those who had not reached the Hunyuan realm immediately moved towards the edge of the prehistoric realm as soon as they saw Yu Tianjian. Those who reached the Hunyuan realm directly used their power to protect themselves. The Yu Tianjian emerged, and the power of heaven and earth filled the air. Many mountains and rivers were destroyed because of the terrifying appearance of the Yu Tianjian. The nameless Taoist clone appeared in Tongtian, but he displayed the avenue of power without any reservation. The third avenue of power, the strongest existence of the 1,000 avenues. The Western sect Jian and Zunti, the heavenly court Jade Emperor Haoshan and Laozi, this is not the first time they have experienced the avenue of power. The reason why they were still strong after showing their anger in Tongtian just now was because they thought they themselves also proved the existence of the avenue. However, when Tongtian's Yushanjian and the avenue of power were revealed, they immediately felt threatened. Tisk tisk, this unknown Taoist is still terrifying. Looking at this rhythm, I feel that this unknown Taoist is also the most powerful existence. This time, as long as the Western sect, Heavenly Court, and Laozi dare to take action, they will definitely be defeated. The great masters of the prehistoric times said after deeply feeling the power of Tongtian. At this moment, several people were already a little panicked. Is this the true power of a teacher? How terrible! Sun Wukong on the side was secretly shocked after feeling the power of Tongtian. Why, aren't you taking action yet? Do you want to hit me standing up? Yu Tianjian appeared in the sky, and under the strong pressure, Tongtian scolded him coldly. Ji Yin, Zunti, Haoshan, and I all shook their bodies. They heard that Tongtian was forcing them. Take action. However, with such power, if they take action, they are no match for them. But if they don't take action, at this pace, they will stand and be beaten. In Zixiao Palace, Hung Jun frowned and was very angry. How come I have such stupid disciples? You know you can't do it, but you have to provoke it. This unknown Taoist is cultivating the avenue of power. If he really attacks with all his strength, this ancient land will be in danger. Hung Jun thought to himself, and immediately left the Zixiao Palace. Hung Jun was also drunk. The value of his disciple's existence is to let him wipe his butt. Again and again. The problem is, every time I wipe it, they still remember it. Hung Jun really wants to say, can't you be smarter? Don't provoke those who can't be provoked. Don't attack those who can't be beaten. It only takes a moment. Hung Jun Jun Honghuang fell into the void of Huiguo Mountain. Unnamed Taoist friend, can you give me some face and stop here? Hung Jun's indifferent voice came. Hung Jun appeared, and in an instant, all the great masters in the prehistoric era were astonished. Let me go, what is going on today? This Huiguo Mountain has gathered all the top beings in the prehistoric era. Existences like the unknown Taoist and Taoist ancestors have arrived. Dao ancestor appears. It seems that this battle may not be fought. All the great masters from the ancient times said. Daozu, give you face. The unknown Taoist manifested in Tongtian glanced at it with a sneer. Why should I give you face? Your disciple bullies my master and disciple, why should I give you face? Tongtian shouted coldly. In the entire prehistoric period, to be honest, no one dared to scold Hung Jun. Only the nameless Taoist. But Hung Jun, there is nothing he can do against the nameless Taoist. Even up to now, Hung Jun does not know about the nameless Taoist. Where did it come from? He is a dignified Taoist ancestor and the leader of the way of heaven. He is scolded by others and says that he is not angry or angry. That is naturally false. But what can he do if he is angry or angry? He is here to prevent the unknown Taoist from taking action. He would not want to be like those stupid disciples and anger the unknown Taoist. If the unknown Taoist takes action, the world will be in turmoil and the way of heaven will be damaged. He Hung Jun cannot bear it. Unnamed fellow Taoist, some of my disciples made a mistake this time. Don't worry, I will give an explanation to the unknown Taoist friend about this matter. Dao ancestor Hung Jun said with a look of assurance on his face. The majestic Dao ancestor Hung Jun, the leader of heavenly Dao, speaks the truth, but he has never spoken in such a low voice. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 195. How did Daozu explain it? The nameless Taoist manifested in Tongtian, with a sneer on his face. Since several of my disciples have agreed that the disciples of the unknown Taoist friend will participate in the journey to the West, this matter cannot be changed. So, my unknown Taoist friend, can you watch it? Hung Jun said. If that's the case, then that's okay. The Wyoming Taoist who manifested in Tongtian nodded. Seeing that the Wyoming Taoist agreed to the solution, Hung Jun breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. If the Wyoming Taoist starts a war, it will be really big. Teacher, this. Obviously, there are still some disagreements with the Western teachings on the introduction and quasi-teaching. Sun Wukong is a disciple of the unknown Taoist. Although the unknown Taoist does not appear often, when he appears, unpredictable things will happen. They are afraid. This time, we finally have an opportunity for the West to flourish. It would be uncomfortable if it was destroyed by an unknown Taoist. What's this? Hung Jun glanced over with cold eyes. Here, I have finally calmed down the unknown Taoist. What are you doing again? I can't control the unknown Taoist, so why can't I control you? Does it make sense to you? If you are interested, I wouldn't mind renegotiating the trip to the West. Hung Jun shouted coldly. Hung Jun's meaning is obvious. Don't make any trouble. If you dare to make trouble, I will let your Western religion withdraw from the journey to the West. This calamity does not necessarily require your Western religion. In the West, except for you Western religion, but there is also the demonic cult. Although the demonic cult was beyond his expectations, but after all calculations, the demonic cult can also be regarded as his disciple. Ah! Jiyan and Zunti gave each other a meal. We just have opinions, but we really don't want to quit journey to the West. The two of them shook their heads quickly as if they wanted to rattle. Teacher, we have no objection. Teacher, this is a good decision. The two people said quickly. No objection, then it's decided. 500 years later, when the calamity comes, Sun Wukong, a disciple of the unknown Taoist friend, participates in the journey to the West. He deserves to have his share of luck. Hung Jun said. In fact, Hung Jun also really didn't want Wyoming Taoist to interfere with him. But he had no choice. Wyoming Taoist was stronger than expected. He couldn't agree to it. Now, you can go. Hung Jun said to the Western sects Yinzunti, as well as the Jade Emperor and Lao Tzu. The reason why he let them leave is very simple. Hung Jun was afraid that if he left first, his stupid disciples would end up with him. The unknown Taoist has a conflict. His teacher. Although Western cultist Yinzunti was unhappy, he had no choice but to leave. As for the Jade Emperor in heaven, there were still people who taught me, and they did not dare to hesitate any longer. My nameless fellow Taoist, farewell Hung Jun. Seeing his disciples leaving, Hung Jun did not stay. After saying that, Hung Jun's body faded and disappeared into the void. Sun Wukong, just stay in Huiguo Mountain and practice well. 500 years later, journey to the West. The unknown Taoist manifested in Tongtian said to Sun Wukong. Is teacher. Sun Wukong nodded. Then, a bit of curiosity appeared on Sun Wukong's face, as if he wanted to ask something, but he was a little hesitant. What else? Sun Wukong has something on his mind, how can he hide it from Tongtian? Teacher, the disciple wants to know, who is the teacher and where does he live? What's the name again? The disciple joined the teacher, but he has never known the teacher all these years. Sun Wukong said. Come on, Sun Wukong, the disciple of the unknown Taoist, doesn't even know the details of this unknown Taoist. Speaking of which, no one in the whole world knows about this unknown Taoist, so we are very curious about him. I wonder if the unknown Taoist will reveal his identity. The eyes of all the great masters in the prehistoric period moved with curiosity. Ever since the nameless Taoist appeared in Tongtian's manifestation. However, This nameless Taoist has always been extremely mysterious. Almost no one is not curious. After the journey to the west, you will all know. Now is not the time to tell you. The identity of the unknown Taoist can reach the sky but can be created before becoming a god. The purpose is to reverse the prehistoric times. After the journey to the west, it is the time of reverse reform, and then the identity of the unknown Taoist will also be exposed. Will we be able to know the details of the unknown Taoist after the journey to the west? I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know who this unknown Taoist is. The great masters of the ancient world thought to themselves with curious eyes. I'm leaving. The unknown Taoist manifested in Tongtian rose up in the sky. But in the blink of an eye, he returned to Zhijiao. Tongtian, your identity as an unknown Taoist is really the curiosity of everyone in the world. When the tribulations of journey to the west are over and your identity is revealed and everyone knows that the unknown Taoist is Tongtian, I am afraid that the entire ancient world will be shocked. Even the teacher will not think of it. While teaching, Nuwa smiled and said, "The prehistoric times do not remember years. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of years have passed. The murderous intent between heaven and earth is getting stronger and stronger. Many powerful people in the ancient world felt something was wrong and chose to close the dojo to practice in seclusion. These ancient great masters who practiced in seclusion have all seen the gods and calamities in the past. They knew very well that conferring tribulation on the gods meant falling. They don't want to be tainted in the slightest. While these ancient powerful men were retreating, many mountain elves and wild monsters started to jump fiercely. There are no tigers and monkeys in Ichiban Mountain who are called kings. Western religion. Senior brother, the time is almost here, it's time for us to let the great Buddha and the golden Shanzi descend to the earth. Zunti said. Good. I'll call Jin Shanzi here. The guide came back with a sound. The mysterious power of the avenue emerged. Jin Shanzi, come see us quickly. The words spread throughout Lingshan. As soon as Lingshan came out of the cave, Jin Shanzi, who was practicing, was shocked when he heard the sound. Jin Shanzi likes to retreat, and since entering Lingshan, it can be said that he rarely appears. He can't figure it out. What was the matter with the two sect leaders calling him? Curious in his heart, the two sect leaders called him, and he had to see him. After walking out of the cave, he immediately arrived at the place where Yingyin Zunti practiced. I have met two leaders. Jin Shanzi bowed to Yin Zunti. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 196. Talking about Western religion. If the Fengshenji sect falls, the Western sect will definitely be in a different situation. But it's a pity that Zhijiao did not fall and became a god. Today's Western religion is very different from the normal journey to the West. There is no such momentum as in Journey to the West, and there are no strict rules. It has been several Yuanhui days since Jin Shanzi entered Lingshan. Now, his cultivation level has reached the level of quasi-saint killing two corpses. Among all the great Buddhas, he is already not weak. Jin Shanzi, this time our Western religion has an opportunity to flourish. Are you willing to go and help our Western religion thrive? Ji Yin said to Jin Shanzi with a peaceful expression. Daxing. Can I help the West to teach Daxing? Jin Shanzi was obviously confused. He himself had been in seclusion for several Yuanhui for a long time, how could he suddenly help the West? Have you taught Daxing the ability? Two sect leaders, if the sect needs disciples, the disciples will naturally go there. Although he was puzzled, the two leaders asked him, how could he not agree? That's good. I will inform you of this opportunity for great prosperity. Ji Yin laughed, and then told Jin Shanzi about the calamity of the journey to the west and the plan of the journey to the west agreed upon by the saints. As for the plan to travel to the west, Jin Shanruo will go there. He must eliminate all his cultivation and become a real mortal. You can't continue practicing until you return to the west to teach. He, Jin Shanzi, had practiced countless Yuan Hui before he achieved his current level of cultivation. The two sect leaders actually told him to eliminate his cultivation, which naturally made him a little reluctant. Jin Shanzi, this is the opportunity for our Western religion to flourish. You can't say no. Zunti on the side saw Jin Shanzi's unwillingness, and a stern look immediately appeared on his face. Jin Shanzi saw the look on Zunti's eyes, and fear suddenly appeared in his eyes. However, the next moment, Ji Yin said with a peaceful face, Jin Shanzi, we also know that it is a pity that you have lost so many years of cultivation. However, we will compensate you. Ji Yin said, waving his hand. A beam of Hongmeng purple qi appeared in the void. When Jin Shanzi saw the Hongmeng purple qi, his eyes suddenly moved. Jin Shanzi, when you are reincarnated and become immortal, we will inject this ray of Hongmeng purple qi into your body. Although your cultivation will be eliminated by then, your talents will increase 100-fold, and you will be able to attain enlightenment in the future. Opportunity for Hunyuan. Ji Yin said. When he heard that as long as he eliminated his cultivation and turned into a mortal to complete the journey to the west, he could achieve the Hongmeng purple qi. He was immediately moved. His current state is only a quasi-sage killing 2 corpses. Even if he continues to practice, he can only the quasi-sage killed 3 corpses. However, with the Hongmeng purple qi, it is different. The upper limit of his realm has been raised, and he can prove the Hunyuan. After proving the Hunyuan, there is no chance that he will still have the opportunity to prove the great Dao and become the same existence as the 2 leaders. How about it, are you willing? Ji Yin saw that Jin Shanzi was already moved, and then asked indifferently. Disciple, willing. Jin Shanzi nodded quickly like a chicken pecking at rice. Okay, then prepare yourself later. We will send you into reincarnation and become immortal. At that time, the Hongmeng purple qi will be injected into your body. Ji Yin said. Yes, 2 leaders. Jin Shanzi nodded, and then returned to his cave. This time he reincarnated as a mortal, and all his strength will disappear. However, he still has many magical treasures and spiritual objects on his body. He must keep these things for his own cultivation in the future, but there are still needed. Just when the Western religion is preparing. Above the heaven. Lejun, I think the calamity is coming, and the 2 Taoist friends from the Western sect are also starting to prepare. Is it time for us to let the canopy and rolling curtains descend to the earth? Jade Emperor Haoshan asked Taizhang Lejun. He was asking about Taizhang Lejun, but in fact he was asking about Taizhang Lejun's intentions behind his back. Naturally, the opportunity to seize luck has arrived, and we can't wait any longer. After receiving Laozi's instructions, Taizhang Lejun nodded quickly. A moment later, Jade Emperor Haoshan personally used his power to change the identities of Canopy and Rolling Curtain Order and let them go to the human world. Rolling Curtain, it turned into a river demon. The Canopy turned into a pig demon. Separately, let it wait for the people going to the west on the way to the west. After sending the rolling canopy down, the Jade Emperor will all sit down and possess the strange beasts. The immortal duty summoned me. Pay homage to the Jade Emperor. After all the immortals arrived at Lingxiao Hall, they all saluted. No need to be polite. I have called you here today because there is a major matter related to heaven, and I leave it to you to handle. The Jade Emperor Haoshan sat above and said. When they heard that they were asked to handle a major matter related to heaven, the faces of all the immortals suddenly froze. Not long ago, heaven sent immortals to capture Sun Wukong, which was also a major event for heaven. That scene they all saw it vividly. They instinctively thought that heaven was going to capture some powerful power again. The bodies of all the immortals were shaking involuntarily. The bodies of the immortals were shaking and their faces were frightened. Naturally, they had fallen. In Jade Emperor Haoshan's eyes. Jade Emperor Haoshan was speechless for a while. What did I say that you are so afraid? Are you so cowardly? Wait, what are you afraid of? This emperor is not asking you to fight and kill yourself. The Jade Emperor Haoshan couldn't stand it anymore and shouted coldly. When they heard that they were not going to fight and kill, the group of people became more courageous. Jade Emperor, what's the matter? An immortal came forward and asked. The calamity is coming, I think you already know it. In this calamity, Western religions are taking the lead, but our heavenly court wants to help. Later, you will send the strange beasts you have sat down to the mortal world, and let them stir up the mountain spirits and wild monsters in the mortal world. When the people from the westward journey arrive and the few people from the westward journey destroy those mountain spirits and wild monsters, the strange beasts you are waiting for can return to heaven. Jade Emperor Haoshan said. When everyone heard this, they were completely relieved. He sent himself to sit down with the strange beasts, stir up the wild monsters of the mountain spirits, wait until the wild monsters of the mountain spirits were destroyed, and then summon the strange beasts back to heaven. This thing is simply ridiculous. Don't be too simple. Respect the Jade Emperor's order. A group of immortals responded quickly. In the middle of Jijiao, Tongtian, who was practicing, opened his eyes. Journey to the west is coming. A cold look appeared on Tongtian's face. After waiting for a long time to measure the calamity in the journey to the west, it is finally here. The journey to the west is to measure the calamity, reverse the journey to the west, reverse the prehistoric times, and completely transcend the way of heaven. This is what Tongtian has always thought about. Tongtian has insight into the world. After using his magical power, he still saw the heavenly court sending down the canopy curtain and all the immortal beasts. Jin Shanzi from the western sect was already ready. Jiyan and Zunti were ready to join forces to send Jin Shanzi into reincarnation. Become mortal. Such a big arm, in order to coax Jin Shanzi into reincarnation to complete the study of Western scriptures, he actually sent Hongmeng purple energy. However, with this golden cicada and the Hongmeng purple energy, you don't have to think about going back to the west to teach. Tongtian smiled coldly. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 197. Jin Shanzi, now we use our great power to send you into reincarnation. Your true spiritual consciousness and the Hongmeng purple qi, we can protect you with our great power. The Western teaching Lingshan leads the way towards Jin Shanzi. Yes, disciple knows. Jin Shanzi nodded. Then he used his power. In an instant, 6 rays of reincarnation light appeared. Jin Shanzi, go. Ji Yin shouted. After Jin Shanzi heard this, he looked at it resolutely, jumped in the air, and directly escaped into the light of the 6 paths of reincarnation. In an instant, Jin Shanzi's body turned into nothingness. The 6 paths of reincarnation in the light, only the original imprint of Jin Shanzi is left, as well as the true spirit consciousness. The original imprint is the imprint of a living being. Only with this imprint can reincarnation be achieved, while the true spiritual consciousness is the memory and perception of a lifetime. Normal life reincarnation, the light will eliminate everything except the original mark. The physical body is digested and the true spiritual consciousness is about to be destroyed by the light of reincarnation. To guide it, first put the Hongmeng purple qi into Jin Shanzi's original mark. Following that, he shouted towards Zunti, junior brother, join hands with me to protect Jin Shanzi's true spiritual consciousness. He took the lead and shouted towards Zunti. Good. Zunti replied, and immediately prepared to use his power. During the interception, Since it is reincarnation, how can it have true spiritual consciousness? Tongtian smiled playfully. Then, a message was transmitted directly to the Western demon sect Wuxian. Teacher. In the demon sect, the demon saint Wuxian was practicing, and he immediately woke up when he heard the sound. Wuxian, I know you have wanted to fight the West for a long time. Today, I will give you this opportunity to summon one of your junior brothers to help you fight. Tongtian's voice transmission said. Wuxian was shocked when he heard the sound. Back then, the Western sect was so bullying, and Wuxian had long been unhappy. However, he was a disciple of Ji Xiao, and his teacher didn't say anything. He didn't dare to make a big move rashly. Now, his teacher personally gave the order. Naturally, Wuxian couldn't wait. His teacher. Wuxian nodded in response. In an instant, his body flew across the demon sect's void. The disciples of my demon sect obey my orders and follow me to fight against the Western sect. With an order, many great demons from the demon sect appeared in front of the Wuxian seat. Honor the name of the demon saint. A series of demonic powers appeared. In just a blink of an eye, Wuxian had already brought him to the Western sect void. Take Yin Zunti and come out to fight. Wuxian stood in the void and shouted coldly. He was protecting Jin Shanz's true spirit consciousness and giving him a meal. Senior brother, what's going on? Why is Wuxian so crazy? Why are our Western religions suddenly calling for war? Quan asked. I don't know. Ji Yin shook his head, looked at Jin Shanz's original mark and true spirit consciousness, who was about to be led into reincarnation by the light of reincarnation, and said at this time, our most important thing is to protect Jin Shanz's true spirit consciousness, don't worry about this person. Good, Zunti nodded. The two of them continued to protect the original mark and true spirit consciousness of Jin Shanzi. Wuxian shouted for war. In an instant, he attracted the attention of all the great powers in the world. I'll go, what's going on? Demon Saint Wuxian wants to fight against the Western sect. Tisk tisk, it looks like something big is happening today. However, why didn't Ji Yin and Zunti come out? This is not like the style of Ji Yin and Zunti. The great powers of the prehistoric era said in surprise and curiosity. Who is Wuxian? He is the demon saint. Lawlessness is his character. Being unscrupulous is his habit. When he saw the formation, the Western cultist Ji Yin and Zunti did not appear. How can he tolerate it? Where are the demons? Wuxian scolded. I'm waiting. Tens of thousands of demons echoed in succession. In an instant, the demonic voice filled the entire prehistoric world. The demons obeyed the order, and everyone used their power to bombard the Lingshan formation for me until the Lingshan formation was destroyed. Wuxian ordered coldly. Yes. Follow the order. Tens of thousands of demons listened and obeyed the order. These tens of thousands of demons were trained by Demon Saint Wuxian. They all have the same fierce and lawless personalities. After receiving the order from Demon Saint Wuxian, tens of thousands of demons showed their powerful demonic power began to bombard the Lingshan formation. Among the tens of thousands of demons, most were Deluo Jinxian, and a few were at the quasi-sage level. Although the level was not considered to be the top of the world, the victory was due to the large number of people. Tens of thousands of attacks continued to blast out. How terrifying and destructive it is. Attack after attack blasted out. Bombs with terrifying demonic power. I saw Lingshan's mountain protecting formation shaking. Speaking of Lingshan's mountain protecting formation, it was once called the Nameless Taoist by Tongtian. The identity was destroyed with one palm. Since then, Ji Yin and Zunti upgraded and strengthened the formation just in case. However, no matter how they were upgraded and reinforced, they could not stop the terror of these tens of thousands of demons. Gee, this scene is so terrifying. At this pace, I'm afraid it won't take more than a few breaths to break the Lingshan formation. Tisk tisk, they are indeed a group of demons from the demon sect, there is no subtlety in their behavior. The two saints Jiyin and Zunti didn't know what was going on, but they didn't come out yet. Is it possible that they want to watch the Lingshan formation be blasted? Then look at the demon's cholera Lingshan. But can Lingshan withstand these demons? All the powerful people in the prehistoric era were curious. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 198. The bombardment of tens of thousands of demons became more and more intensive. The Lingshan formation became increasingly shaky. Countless cracks have appeared on the formation. In Lingshan. Originally, they didn't want to pay attention to Wuxian and the demon sex guide, Zunti, but there was a bit of panic on their faces. Senior brother, what should we do? If this continues, our Lingshan formation may be destroyed again. Moreover, with Wuxian's character, if Lingshan is destroyed, if the two of us don't come out, the last bit of our Western religion's foundation will be destroyed by Wuxian. Zunti said. It seems that we must go out. Here, there is still half a moment before the light of reincarnation will lead Jin Shanzi into reincarnation this time. However, we can use great power to continue to protect Jin Shanzi's original mark and true spirit consciousness. Jiyin said helplessly. The two of them felt that the journey to the west was the most important thing, so before, they only wanted to protect Jin Shanzi first and make sure nothing went wrong. However, now that they are not going out and continue to protect Jin Shanzi, maybe Jin Shanzi everything here is foolproof. But their Lingshan will be destroyed. Jin Shanzi's journey to the west has the opportunity for great prosperity. But if Lingshan is destroyed, no matter how great the opportunity for great prosperity is, it will be useless. Junior brother, the two of us will leave some great power behind before we go out. Jiyin said. Good. Zunti nodded. The two of them quickly twitched a powerful force to continue to protect Jin Shanzi's original mark and true spirit consciousness. Then, the two of them hurriedly walked out. However, just as they stepped out of the dojo, bang! A sound that shook the ancient land came. Immediately, only Lingshan's mountain protecting formation was seen, shattered like glass. Let me go, it broke so quickly. This is terrible. The Lingshan formation has been broken, and the two saints Jiyin and Zunti haven't come out yet. Could it be that he wanted to see their last bit of Western heritage destroyed? Many powerful people in the prehistoric era were extremely surprised. The Lingshan formation was shattered. The Buddha disciples in Lingshan were instantly panicked. They had never seen such a scene. As soon as Jiyin and Zunti came out, they saw that the formation was forced, and they were extremely angry. They spent countless thoughts on setting up this great formation. Now it's fine. All their efforts were in vain and they have to start over. Wuxian, you have gone too far. Jiyin and Zunti walked out angrily and shouted loudly. The two of them rose up in the air, reaching the holy power and emerging into the void. I went and finally came out. I thought they wouldn't come out. All the great powers in the prehistoric times saw Jiyin Zunti and said. Jingyi and Zunti, you two hypocrites, are you finally ready to let go? Wuxian's eyes turned cold. The fighting spirit in his body was ready. Wuxian, what do you mean? Why did you bring the demons to invade our Western religion? Jiyin scolded. It doesn't mean anything, I just want to fight you. Wuxian's meaning is very simple. I just want to see that you guys are unhappy. I'm here today to make trouble. As expected of Demon Saint Wuxian, he is so domineering. There is no reason to come here to cause trouble. Strong. Tisk tisk, Demon Saint Wuxian has always been the one who keeps his word. Since he has taken the initiative to come to stir up trouble, it seems that a Daoist saint is starting a war today. Tisk tisk, the battle between the Dao saints is really something that people are looking forward to. The eyes of the great masters of the prehistoric era flickered, and they seemed a little impatient. When they heard Wu Tian directly saying that he wanted to fight with them, Jian and Zunti were stunned for a moment. Are you so direct? Can't you be more tactful? Find someone. An excuse, a reason, or something. Liushan, we are not what we used to be. We are also Taoist saints now, and your realm is the same as mine. If you want to start a battle with the two of us, you may not be able to win. Jiyan shouted coldly at Wu Tian. Whether you can defeat it or not depends on the battle. Stop talking nonsense. Come and fight. Liushan scolded, and instantly the Black Lotus appeared in the void. The power of Liushan's avenue of killing filled the void in an instant. The avenue of killing, the uppermost avenue among the 3,000 avenues. Killing intent showed up. In an instant, the weak giant Buddha in Lingshan Mountain Buddha, so scared. What a powerful way to kill. Tisk tisk, with this murderous intention, if the Western sect had not been protected by two people, Jian Zunti, I am afraid it would have been enough to kill those great Buddhas. Fortunately, the invitation was raised in time. Otherwise, without tens of thousands of demons, Liushan could have destroyed everyone in Lingshan with a single killing intent. The great masters of the prehistoric times were astonished. Swing the magic pestle. The seven treasures wonderful tree. Jiyan and Zunti saw that Liushan had already sacrificed the treasure to show off the great way, and they immediately did not dare to hesitate at all. If they started the war at this level, if they were a step too late, they would be slower. The two of them sacrificed the treasure. In a hurry. Then, the power of the two people's avenues was also displayed. The power of the avenue of transformation that Jiyan and the power of the avenue of annihilation of Zunti appeared, they immediately competed with Liushan's power of the avenue of killing. Meaning. Black Lotus, lawless. Liushan scolded and started bombarding directly. The terrifying power of the avenue of killing was accompanied by Liushan's treasure, directly bombing with terrifying power. For hundreds of thousands of miles, only Liushan's power of the avenue of killing was. Tisk tisk, so scary. With the power of this great avenue of killing, if we were present, we would probably only be killed. Horrible, terrible. The great masters of the ancient times were extremely frightened when they saw this scene. Swing the demon pestle, dang the demon. The seven treasures wonderful tree destroy evil. Liushan launched such a terrifying attack, and the two of them naturally did not dare to hesitate at all. They quickly launched their strongest attacks. Above the heaven. Why did the Western sect start a war with the demonic sect? The Jade Emperor was curious at first. Then, he asked Yuanqi Tianzun and Tianzhang Lejun everyone, what do you think of this battle? Do we want to help the West teach a thing or two? Yuanqi Tianzun's eyes were deep, as if he was thinking. On the contrary, Taizhang Lejun smiled and said, Jade Emperor, why do we need to help? Wouldn't it be nice for them to go to war? Good. Taizhang Lejun, how do you say this? Jade Emperor Haoshan asked in confusion. Jade Emperor, the calamity of journey to the West is approaching. If something happens to the Western religion, wouldn't it be up to us to preside over it? If we were in charge, wouldn't the opportunity for great prosperity belong to us? There was a bit of greed on Taizhang Lejun's face. Haha, not bad. If there is a problem with the Western religion, it would be best to lead the two Taoist friends Zunti to perish. That would be great. When the Jade Emperor Haoshan heard this, he immediately became enlightened and burst out laughing. During the teaching, Tongtian, why did your disciple Liushan suddenly start a war with the Western sect? Nu Wa asked curiously. I was the one who asked him to start a war with Western religions, Tongtian smiled and said. Is that what you meant? Nu Wa was shocked. Then she became even more puzzled. Why? For so many years, you have never allowed your disciples to go to war with Western religions, Why now? Asked Nuwa. Want to know why? Then just wait a moment, Tong Tien said mysteriously. Seeing Tong Tien being so mysterious, Nuwa immediately knew in her heart that Tong Tien must have some plan. But what the plan was, Nuwa could not imagine. At this time, Tong Tien changed the sky and changed the earth to display his magical power. Then a powerful avenue of power Pokong headed towards the western sect. Seeing Tong Tien take action, Nuwa thought that Tong Tien was trying to help his disciple Wuxian. However, she discovered something was wrong. Tong Tien's great power was not an attack. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 199. The power of the great avenue reaching the sky has reached the western spirit mountain in just a blink of an eye. At this moment, everyone's attention is on leading Zunti and Wuxian to fight. The power of this avenue was not discovered at all. Jiyan and Wu Tian are fighting fiercely. Above the void, the power of the avenue roared and bombarded one after another. And the power of the Tongtian Dao, after entering Lingshan, directly penetrated into the dojo where Yin Zunti was received. Nuwa, who was in the Jijiao, had been watching what the mighty power of Tongtian Dao wanted to do. When seeing the dojo of Jiyin and Zunti, Nuwa naturally saw that the great power left behind by Yin Zunti was protecting the original mark and true spiritual consciousness of a great Buddha. Tongtian, do you want to destroy the original imprint and true spiritual consciousness of the great Buddha of Western Buddhism? If my guess is correct, this giant Buddha will be sent by two Taoist friends from the Western sect to prepare for the journey to the West. If you destroy this giant Buddha, I'm afraid you will make them stamp their feet in anger. Nuwa said. Wouldn't it be such a waste to destroy this great Buddha? Look at what's in the original imprint of that great Buddha. Tongtian shook his head and smiled. What is the original imprint of that great Buddha? Nu Wa heard the sound and took a careful look. There was a purple energy surrounding Jin Shanz's original mark. As a saint of the Great Road, Nu Wa is simply not too familiar. Hongmeng purple energy? Two Taoist friends from the West actually gave this giant Buddha a burst of purple energy. What a big deal. Tongtian, is it possible that you want to intercept this Hongmeng purple energy? However, the Hongmeng purple chi has been integrated into the original imprint of this giant Buddha, so it may be difficult to intercept it. Nu Wa said. Once the Hongmeng purple chi is integrated into the original imprint of a living being, even a being like Tongtian has no way to extract it. However, Tongtian did not want to extract this Hongmeng purple chi from the beginning. The power of Tongtian Dao, it can be used to destroy the power left by Jiyin and Zunti in one fell swoop. In an instant, the power of the light of reincarnation refined Jin Shanz's true spirit consciousness. The true spirit consciousness was refined. Transformation, the light of reincarnation directly pulled Jin Shanz's original mark into reincarnation. Tongtian, you don't want the Hongmeng purple chi, and you don't destroy the original mark of this great Buddha. You just destroy the true spiritual consciousness of that great Buddha. Why? Nuwa looked very puzzled. Don't be in a hurry, take your time and watch. Tongtian smiled and said. Tongtian, it seems that you have a big plan this time. You asked your disciples to fight against the Western sect, and you secretly took action, Nu Wa said. Tongtian smiled and stopped talking. The moment Tongtian broke through the power left by Jiyin and Zunti, Jiyin and Zunti had already discovered. Senior brother, what's wrong? I don't know who used the power of the Great Avenue to break our ability to protect Jin Shanz's true spiritual consciousness. Now Jin Shanz's original mark has been reincarnated, but the true spirit consciousness has been eliminated by the light of reincarnation. Zunti said with a stiff face. Damn it, it's really too hateful. Who is it and why did he do this? This great Buddha, Golden Shanzi, whom I teach in the West, is very talented. It is precisely because of this that I allowed him to enter reincarnation, complete his journey to the West, and give him the purple chi of purple purity. However, now that the true spirit consciousness has been eliminated, even if there is an original mark, the innate habits will become another person in the future. What's more, this person will not be close to us in Western religion. Ji Yin's face was also extremely ugly. He tried his best to protect Jin Shanzi's true spirit consciousness. What he thought was that Jin Shanzi could obey their arrangements during the journey to the West. However, Jin Shanzi would be in a completely different situation without his true spirit consciousness. One person. Another strange person. The Western Church wants to make him obey their arrangements, but it will take a lot of effort. It may even be a waste of effort. If the new person is not willing to travel to the West, it will be in vain. If that were the case, it would be equivalent to losing a giant Buddha and a ray of Honghuang purple chi. In today's Western religion, such a big loss is enough to make Ji Yin and Zunti vomit blood. "Senior brother, what should we do now?" Zun asked. He looked at him with a gloomy look. He glanced at Wuxin coldly. This time Wuxin came to fight rashly. The person who took action in secret must be related to Wuxin. Journeying to the West is my opportunity to achieve great success in the West, and it will destroy my opportunity to achieve great success. This hatred is irreconcilable. Junior brother, join forces with me to suppress Wuxin with force. Ji Yin scolded in a cold voice. It could be seen that Ji Yin was really angry now. He actually wanted to suppress Wu Tian with force. Zunti's body paused subconsciously. There was no problem in suppressing Wu Tian, but Wu Tian had a hidden agenda behind him. There are many avenues. But my senior brother has already said so. If Qi Wuxin comes here this time, if they don't suppress it, their Western religion will be embarrassed. Okay, according to what the senior brother said, there will be no suppression today. Zunti's face darkened. Wuxin, you destroyed our Western sect's great formation and ruined our Western sect's great opportunity. Today, I, the Western sect, will fight to the death with you. Ji Yin said with a fierce expression. Damn it, Ji Yin actually said such cruel words to Wu Tian. What gave him such courage? Tisk tisk, he actually won't stop until death. With this pace, this battle won't be over in a short time. Now I have a show to watch, and this show will probably take several years. The great powers of the prehistoric times flashed in their eyes. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 200. In anger, Ji Yin and Zunti's combat power soared. Wuxin is very strong, and he also practices the high-level path. If you match up with any one of Ji Yin and Zunti, you can crush them. However, 1 against 2 is somewhat powerless. The fighting has been going on for a year. Wuxin was already vulnerable under the attack of the two men. Tisk tisk, Wuxin is really powerful. With 1 against 2, he actually stood for a whole day before showing a slight disadvantage. Yes, this Wuxin is very powerful. To be honest, if there are 2 Wuxins, no, even 1/2 Wuxin is enough to crush Ji Yin and Zunti. Although Wuxin appears to be weak, all the great powers in the prehistoric era still deeply admire Wuxin's fighting power. Fortunately, Ji Yin and Zunti did not hear the words of these great powers in the prehistoric era. Otherwise, they would be absolutely depressed to death. We have the upper hand. You still look down on us. Wuxin, although you are strong, you are not stronger than the 2 of us. Wuxin, you will lose this battle, we will definitely suppress you. Ji Yin and Zunti had the upper hand, and their words seemed very arrogant. Wuxin's body was full of demonic energy. He glanced at the 2 of them, as if they were looking at 2 idiots. Then, he said coldly to the 2 of them, suppress me. Do you have that qualification? You have forgotten that I have master behind me and junior brothers on my left and right. Wuxian said this. Jiyan and Zunti froze. They felt something was wrong. What's the situation? How could Wuxian say this? Is it possible that he is preparing to let his junior brother or teacher take action? Tisk tisk, if Wuxian's junior brother or teacher takes action, it will be difficult to pick up Yin and Zunti. Now it is barely possible to deal with Wu Tian alone. If Wu Tian were to summon one person, the two of them would be invincible. The great powers of the prehistoric era were shocked. Wuxian's body was sharp and empty. Our demon sect is going to fight against the Western sect today. Which junior brother is willing to help us? Wuxian demonic sound roared out. Damn it, it was really summoned. As the senior brother of Jijiao, Wuxian, as long as he calls, someone will come. The eyes of the great masters in the prehistoric period moved. The eyes of Jiyan and Zunti froze. They knew their own strength very well. It would be no problem to defeat Wuxian. But to defeat Wuxian and add Wuxian's junior brother, it would be a big deal. Senior brother is calling, Wu Duobao comes to help. In the distant Pangu Palace in the void, a roaring sound came out. I'll go and teach the second senior brother. The eyes of all the great masters in the prehistoric period moved. Duobao's voice just came from the void in Pangu Palace, but his aura has not appeared yet. I only heard a fierce voice coming from the 10,000 Monster Mountain. Second senior brother, leave this battle to me. Junior brother, it's been a long time since I hit anyone, but my fists are itchy. I'll go, what's going on? The king of 10,000 monsters ape. Are there still people rushing to fight? All the powerful people in the ancient world secretly said. Since the third junior brother wants to fight, this battle over there will be given to you. Duobao in Pangu Palace originally wanted to fight, but the through-armed ape made a noise. As a senior brother, how could he not let it go? Thank you, second senior brother. The armed ape from the direction of Wanyao Mountain replied. Immediately after, the fierce aura of the avenue suddenly appeared. In the blink of an eye, a monster monkey body came through the air, and in the blink of an eye it was on the Lingshan Mountain. Senior brother, the simian monkey is here to help you. The ape stands on the Lingshan Mountain, looking at Jiyan and Zunti with ferocious expressions. A look of fear finally appeared on the faces of Jiyan and Zunti. They know how terrible Wuxian is. How ferocious the ape is. They also know it very well. Now one is scary and the other is fierce. They have no idea how much the power will increase. Wuxian, this time is a fight between our Western sect and your demonic section. How can you recruit people here? Jiyan said with fear on his face. Why isn't it normal for my senior brother to summon his junior brother? Are you only allowed to fight 2 against 1, but my senior brother is not allowed to summon his junior brother? The thong-armed ape sneered. You, thong-armed ape, the Western sect, don't want to have any quarrel with you, Wanyashan, so you'd better leave. The guide leads to the road. Walk. Why should I leave? My senior brother summoned me here, how can I leave without fighting? The thong-branched ape smiled disdainfully. Third junior brother, there is no need to talk nonsense with them, just start fighting. Wuxian was too lazy to talk to Jiyan and Zunti during the whole process. After saying that, He Lian sacrificed directly. And the viper did not lag behind. The sky stick blasted out with the power of the violent avenue. But in the blink of an eye, the 4 great avenues in the realm, a fierce battle has begun. The void of Lingshan has been turbulent in time and space, and the ground is full of devastation. With the participation of the trampoline monkeys and Zunti, there is immediately a tendency to be beaten. A moment of time passed. There were scars on Jiyan and Zunti Dao bodies. They had fought with Wu Tian for nearly a year, but neither of them had any injuries. Jiyan and Zunti are not ordinary dishes. In the previous battle against Wu Tian, Wu Tian was barely at a disadvantage, but now in the battle against Wu Tian and the Viper, he was injured in just a moment. When all the powerful men in the prehistoric era saw that Ji Yin and Zunti were seriously injured, they all despised them. Above the heaven. It's really scary for Wuxian and the Brachiosaurus to join forces. Jade Emperor Haoshan had a look of fear on his face. Yes, these two people will be difficult to deal with even if the Jade Emperor and my true self join forces. Tai Shanglejun also had a look of lingering fear on his face. Yuanqi Tianzun on the side had both fear and envy on his face. He was originally qualified to be in the realm of the Great Dao. But now he can only look at others. In the midst of interception. Tongtian, these two disciples of yours are really powerful. Even I can't beat these two. Nuwa said in surprise. It is naturally impossible for you to fight two of them alone. But if it's one-on-one, you can be even with them, Tongtian said. Nuwa's creation path is also a high-class path. If you stand up, the power of the path will be the same. Tongtian, what about you? Can you defeat these two disciples of yours? Nu Wa suddenly asked. In this prehistoric land, no one can be my single-handed enemy except for the power of Tiandao, Tongtian smiled indifferently and said. Tongtian's avenue of power spans eternity. Although his two disciples are high-class practitioners, the avenue of power can break through it with one blow. The same is true for other realms of the avenue. Hearing this, Nuwa was naturally shocked, and at the same time she had some expectations. She was looking forward to when Tongtian would be able to fully display the power of the Great Dao. A few years passed in the blink of an eye. Western religions accepted Zunti, Wuxian and Tongtian. The battle between the two armies continues. At this moment, the quasi-Ti body can already be described as embarrassed. The two of them were beaten too badly. The void was full of blood vomited by the two. To be honest, they are Taoist saints. Even Hunyuan saints will be vomited to death if they vomit blood like this. Gee, this battle is really exciting. However, it is a pity that the ability to receive and counter-attack is too poor. Yes, if the lead-in and quasi-timing were stronger, this battle would be more exciting. The great masters of the prehistoric era discussed one after another. If Jian and Zunti heard what the great masters of the prehistoric world heard, they would be angry and vomit a lot of blood. I will fight them to death and alive, so that you can have fun watching. You actually say that the play is not exciting, that's fine, and that it's our problem. Do you still have a conscience?